This is Cape Coral Talk Radio. And now, broadcasting live from Hooked Island Grill in the heart of downtown Cape Coral, here are the hosts of Cape Coral Talk Radio, Kim and Ed Ryan.
All right. We're still learning the ropes here, everybody. We're going to redo that. No, we're not. We're just going to start. Can you guys hear okay? Here. I'm going to turn that speaker down a little. Test 1, 2. I know. Turn it down a little. Number 1. Turn number 1 down. Check. Sound okay, everybody? Mike, a little loud. We okay there? Joe, can you hear? All right, we want Mike to hear. Most important guy in the room out there. Okay, you ready? Can't do the...
This is Cape Coral Talk Radio. And now, broadcasting live from Hooked Island Grill in the heart of downtown Cape Coral, here are the hosts of Cape Coral Talk Radio, Kim and Ed Ryan.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate you all coming to Hooked Island Grill for episode number 3. We have a spectacular show lined up for you today. Is there anything you'd like to start the show off with?
So I would say that the second go around is a charm.
Yeah,
we've been doing this for 7 years,
Yeah.
and still there are hiccups every once in a while.
Well, we're still trying to figure out the acoustics of this place, but eventually we're going to be outside by the fire pit, so we won't have to worry about the acoustics. We could crank it as loud as we want. So we have a little bit of history to share with you today. We have three great guests, 2 historians of Fort Myers Beach, of Cape Coral. And but before we do that,
Not only historians, they were really pioneers. I mean, yes.
But before we do that, a couple of things. If you arrived just in the last few minutes that we're doing, the first thing is everybody that's here gets a free pool pass to the Margaritaville Beach Pool. If you'd like to go to Fort Myers Beach, that's what I was thinking. That's why I said it. All you need to do is raise your hand, and Marie's going to come over with something to write on, and then we'll send you something by email where you get the free pass. And the second thing is we are still selling $20 raffle tickets for the Cape Coral Youth Council. The Cape Coral Youth Council, and if you buy a $20 raffle ticket, your name goes into a drawing next Friday when Council Member Jennifer comes on the show with members of the Youth Council, and we're giving away a weekend getaway to the Pink Shell Resort, again, on Fort Myers Beach. So I'm putting my contacts to use on Fort Myers Beach to get you guys some goodies down there. So Marie is taking care of all that. Just raise your hand if you want either one of those. And we also have a giveaway from our friends at Wicked Dolphin for those of you that are here. If you purchase a strawberry key lime mojito or a beach punch mojito with the Wicked Dolphin rum in it, we're giving away a package of rum at the end of the show at 6 o'clock. So once you buy the drink, we'll give you the ticket. And at the end of the show, we will do the drawing.
You're going to have to really show me how to do that because you're not hitting it out of the park here.
Yeah. All right. So why don't you introduce our guests here, and I will fix this.
Well, who are we starting with first?
They're coming on together.
All right.
Big round of applause for Elmer, Tabor, and Gloria Raso-Tate, everybody. Yeah.
You tell me to do it, and then you take it out of my hands.
Well, you're supposed to introduce them by name. You're not supposed to
now
just
go
like this and have them come over. All right. Just be careful.
Well, that was very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was very graceful. It was a lot better than I did trying to do the.
Oh, now you're moving the chairs out of the picture. You got to stay close, so we keep you in the picture.
yes.
Yeah.
We have
right.
to be very friendly.
Grab the
You
microphones.
could move over though. You have plenty of time.
Grab the microphones. Get nice and close to the microphones. Nice and close.
There you go.
Yep, and I will fix it. Gloria, tell us a little bit about yourself and your history here in Cape Coral. I got you. I got you.
Okay, there you go. So my maiden name is Raso, and my family came to Cape Coral on September 6, 1960 with Hurricane Donna. And there were 200 people here. And I fell in love with it at the age of 9 and never wanted to leave. My rest of my family tried to escape many times, but we ended up staying here, loving it, and got involved. And we own Raso Realty, and we've been in business for 54 years.
So you brought a hurricane with you on
We
the way
did.
down.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Well, that's a great way to start
Well,
into
when
a
you come from
community.
Pennsylvania, that's what you have to do.
And you were sharing with me that there's a namesake in your family for that hurricane.
Yes, my youngest sister is Hurricane Donna. Donna Joe, which is named after the hurricane and my dad.
All right. And Elmer.
And I'm Elmer Tabor, and came here in June of 1960. Got here before Donna and before Gloria.
And before,
And as a matter of fact, we were supposed to move into our house 2 days before the hurricane. We opened the first grocery store in Cape Coral, and my dad decided to leave the furniture in storage. Thank God, because when we came back and went down to see the house on Flamingo, the only thing left was the slab. The rest of the house went. So had you not brought that hurricane, I could have had a house sooner in Cape Coral.
And
hell knowing me.
Always has been,
I
Gloria.
know, I know.
and your family originally had some. Your grandfather lived on the beach. Is that how?
Yep, that's correct. Andy retired from International Harvester and moved to Fort Myers Beach vacation home in 55. And when Rosa Brothers came in town to start developing Cape Coral in 57, Andy was bored, came over to find out what was going on and what they were doing, and met them. And the Rosa Brothers were developers. They weren't business people. So their need for Cape Coral was to find somebody to bring businesses in. We were in the grocery store business in West Virginia. So my grandfather called my dad and said, move down here and open up the first grocery store in Cape Coral. And the question was from my dad, how many people live in that town? Well, at the time, the answer was 13. And I will let you figure out what my dad told my grandparents. So, but Mom won. We moved to Cape Coral, opened the first grocery store, and then he opened the first first real estate office, Wonderland Realty.
Mm-hmm.
That was a non-Gulf American office.
And Gloria, you have some firsts here too with your family.
Well, my father was the first bartender here. So there you go. Every town needed one. And yeah, thank you. So my dad was the first bartender. My sister was the first baby born to a family in Cape Coral. And I have to clarify that because there was a baby born in Cape Coral, but at that time, there were no hospitals or no access points to get to Fort Myers. So she was actually born in Fort Myers to a family here in Cape Coral. So we have that on our side. And when we moved here, there were no homes big enough. So Elmer had the biggest one, and we had 2-bedroom, 2-bath with 10 people. So it just didn't work well. We had to rent 2.
Wow.
10 people.
10 people, 5 girls, mom, dad, grandpa, and a dog.
Wow.
Crazy. Now, Elmer, we appreciate you coming on the show today because you had a
You're
little
too
mishap.
loud.
What happened to you this week?
I was working on my boat down in the Keys, and I dove off of it. At my age, there was one big problem. I forgot the boat was sitting on the trailer in the street. So I ended up getting life flighted to the trauma center in Miami for a $34,000 ride. And I'm extremely sore, but I wanted to come and make sure.
Thank
that
you
I
very
supported
much.
you.
Yeah. No
So
kidding.
$34,000 ride from your injury point to the hospital. Did you get a nice view of the water at least and the beaches?
Well, as a matter of fact, I did. They had a collar on me. They had me strapped head, toe, everything to a board. and I could see the screws on the speaker and the roof of the helicopter were rusting.
Did you get concerned at that point? Were you a little bit worried, like this
No.
thing is not going to make it?
No, because at that point their drugs were working real good.
So you came here, Elmer, and then what was the progression over the next 10, 15, 20 years that you were here? Because there was a lot that went on from 13 people to now what, 200,000?
Yeah, it's, the way I describe this in a lot of the history talks I give is Cape Coral was extremely difficult. Literally, there was nothing here. And when I mean nothing, there was nothing here, but you could watch them dig canals. It was tough for the adults. It was tough for the kids. And the Rosa brothers, Gulf America, did a very good job at trying to entertain all of us.
Yeah.
They had their courtesy bus that they took the kids on Saturday to the movies in Fort Myers, which to go to Fort Myers was an hour trip, by the way, one way. And then
Because there
also,
were no bridges.
there were no bridges. No, most of Del Prado was still a dirt road. And a lot of people don't know that we call Del Prado the 7-mile road because from Cape Coral Parkway to Pine Island Road is 7 miles. And that was the longest 7 miles of your life trying to get to Fort Myers, especially if you were hurting and needed a doctor.
Yeah, because that wasn't paved.
No.
No.
Pioneer is the correct word.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't going in like horse and buggies, but still, it was, the infrastructure was not in place back then.
No.
No. So what was the progression to get some infrastructure in? When did the Cape Coral, I think the Cape Coral Parkway was the first road that was paved. Is that correct?
Yeah, actually, they were landing the airplanes on one half of it and the cars were on the other half. And that's when we got here in 1960. And then they moved to 47th Terrace for the airplanes to land back there. So Cape Coral Parkway was paved, and it was paved down not completely to the yacht club because the yacht club didn't get built until 62. And that was 2 years after I moved here. So if you think it, that part of it was really slow. And the Cape Coral Bridge went in 64, and that opened our life up a lot. We used to go to the beach on Sunday, and it took 2 hours to get to Fort Myers Beach because you're going
It
all
still
the way to
does
Pine
in
Island
season.
Road.
Yeah, it still does. Yeah.
That was a long trip to get to
Yeah.
the beach.
Definitely.
For anybody that's watching on Facebook, we are at the Hooked Island Grill in Cape Coral. That's where we do our show every Friday night with the fine folks here in Cape Coral. And Gloria, you were a council member
Yes.
a few times.
A few times.
How did you get involved in the council?
Well,
She
talk
went
about
brain dead.
Was that?
brain dead.
What?
Yeah. No.
Hey, no heckling from the elected members of the audience.
So talk about infrastructure when I wish Mayor Joe would be here tonight, because when he took over, they did a 14-mile utility expansion and the city looked like an A-bomb. They did all 14 miles, not anywhere like we do today. And the city was crazy, looked just horrible. And when you went into the elevator at City Hall, it would tell you how many lots were available. The people had just turned in. And I was like, this is stupid. They are infringing on my real estate career. And everything they were doing was driving me nuts. So I said, well, it's time to jump. And so I did it in 1996, and I served 12 years, 2 elected terms, 2 appointed terms, and I've served under 8 city managers, 6 police chiefs. I don't know how many fire chiefs.
And you did not have an easy go. I was doing some
No.
research, and there was a requirement for police escorts because
Yes.
So
Why?
can you talk a little bit about that?
That was utility, Southwest 4 utility expansion. And we held a town hall at Mariner High School, I believe. And we had death threats.
Why?
And because the fees were so exorbitant.
Yeah.
And I had ethics charges filed against me 13 times.
13 times.
13 times.
The
yeah.
most.
Yeah, the governor was happy to see me leave office. So, and they were all related to, oh my gosh, if she's doing utility expansion, she's going to make so much more money in real estate. So we're going to fine her. But it never really amounted to that. I was cleared of all of them, but that is why. And yeah, it was tough. I started the National Day of Prayer, and the ACLU came after me, and
Wow.
so yeah. So that was
Because
interesting.
you shouldn't be allowed to pray or anything
No,
like
no.
that.
So
God
we
forbid.
used to be able to pray in
Yeah.
council chambers. We had a pastor that came every week, a
Yeah.
different pastor or a priest and a rabbi. But now we cannot because the ACLU challenged that.
Wow. Now, you said you worked for 8 city managers, and I'm
Yeah.
glad he's not here tonight. But who
Yeah.
do you think the best city manager of Cape Coral has been in the history of time? If you were
Hi,
to name,
Mikey.
That one is homegrown.
yeah,
That one, the
So he
reason
knows it
I
all.
say that is because Mike started as a laborer. And so he knows every department. And I was supporting him when they were looking for a new manager. And I believe that Mike is what I call the problem solver. And if you were here in Hurricane Ian without this leadership, and he wasn't the city manager, he was Public Works, we would not have survived coming back as quickly as we did. So I would say Steve Dagno was a really good guy, and I would put Mike right up there.
Yeah.
I know you love me, I love you. Yeah, yeah.
who was the worst?
Oh, I can't say
Which
that.
one?
Yeah, yeah.
There were
We
so
can't.
many
We
of
can't
them.
talk about the worst.
He'll probably say it.
Just between us kids, Elmer, who was the worst one?
You get me a couple of beers and all the boats and come out of the closet.
Can we get a beer for Elmer, please?
Say nothing. Elmer.
Now, I want to sort of take a left turn here because you have a little bit of a history with racing boats. Is that correct?
I do have.
Yes, you do. Can you elaborate on, or otherwise I'm going to have to do it.
Tell
And
us.
you don't want that. I know you don't like to talk about yourself. I know you're a humble person, but you have a very interesting history. So
Is I started off working at a marina and got with boats and decided,
Okay.
hang on.
I'm gonna switch back now. I don't know why you.
or is it you or me?
It's me. Go ahead.
It's got to be you. I started off as a career working in a marina, and I love boats, and I decided to get involved in real estate so I could afford boats. And I started racing the little 12-foot plywood boats, and even at Lake Kennedy. Later got into the tunnel boats. I got hurt, spent a couple of weeks in the hospital. Then when we brought the offshore races here, we had the opportunity that Roger and I got involved in offshore racing. And for many years after that, did a lot of racing, set a world speed record, national records, and really, really enjoyed it. When I opened the bank in '97, my board directors didn't like that idea of me going out trying to kill myself every third weekend. And by that time, we'd set the record and did several titles. And so I hung the helmet up and jacket, and that was the end of the racing career. But we also had Hooters as a sponsor, which made it a lot more fun.
So does anyone know what the record was that he set? What the set was the mileage per hour? 99, just under 100 miles per hour in a 24-foot boat. Is that correct?
You did your homework.
I did my homework. Yes. So congratulations. So, and then follow up with now you fell off the boat thing. So maybe boating, maybe no more for you.
All of my friends tell me that they ought to wrap me in bubble wrap because one way or the other, I'm going to get hurt about every 3 months anyway. So it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. And you not only opened a bank, you did a hotel. Is that correct too?
Yep. Got together with Fred Hershovitz and built the Hampton Inn. That's about the time the Quality Inn was getting tired, and we thought Cape Coral needed a new one. So I've always given back to Cape Coral. I will say Cape Coral has been very, very good to me and my family, and I worked real hard to always give back. Politically, I knew I had more power on the other side of the diocese than I do on the political side. And I'll give you a little tidbit. When I give my history talks, and Mike, listen to this, I ask the people in the class or whatever the case is, what is the biggest problem Cape Coral has today? And a lot of times the UEP comes up.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact of the matter is, it's not the UEP.
Can you
It's the
explain what UEP is for some of the people that are listening?
Utility expansion project.
Utilities expansion. Got
Yeah.
you.
But it's the same problem the Rosen brothers had
Yep.
back in the 60s. They sold so fast, and Cape Coral grew. Their original purchase was 4,500 acres, and today it's 76,000. They kept buying the next section, the next section, and the next section.
Yep.
So the problem we have today, Mike, is the same problem they did back then, our success.
Yeah.
If they weren't so successful, you wouldn't have the problems you do today, right?
Yeah.
So Cape Coral's got the exact same problem they did 65 years ago.
Do you have any answers for that? But with infrastructure keeping up with growth?
We're doing a really good job of doing that. So we don't have to worry about that. But since we're talking about history, let's go back a little bit.
Yes.
Elmer. And let's talk about, well, first of all, when we were here, and I were babysitters for Gulf American. And my dad was a closer. And so we were heavily involved in the fly and bys that you've heard a lot about. But more importantly, we opened a teen center, and the city, you had to be 13 and you got a key to enter. And I was 12 and we were having a Christmas party and I wanted to go. And I had to petition the powers that be to be allowed to go to the teen center. And it was so cool. It was adjacent to the yacht club, and you got your key, and no adults, just a party for kids all the time. And the Rosen brothers, they were marketers beyond anything you've ever seen.
I don't mean to interrupt, but there may be some people out there that don't know who the Rosen brothers are. And I mean, you're going back to like the beginnings of Cape Coral. Like the Rosen brothers are basically the Columbus of Cape Coral, right? They discovered Cape Coral and put it on the map.
We have cardboard cutouts of them at the museum.
Yes, you do.
They were the founders of our city. They're the ones that bought the land originally. And they were geniuses. Actually, they were selling Charles Antel on the boardwalk in New Jersey. They were kind of flim-flam, skim. Or something, yeah. But they knew how to sell it. Didn't know, they went and found people that did. And we had so many people that were here that worked for the company that were geniuses. Like Kenny, like Milt Green.
Yeah, they brought in real people. They were absolute marketing geniuses.
Did you say Mo Green?
Milt Green.
Oh, I thought you said Mo Green. There's
No,
only
Milt Green. We had all kinds of Hollywood stars here. It was incredible, really. It was a great place to grow up.
So
I just want to say
okay,
that
let me ask my question first.
at the museum too, that the museum is a great place to go and get all of that. It lists all the people that came down and how they flew in. It's very interesting.
Right. We have movies to show you about our history, etc.
So the Rosen brothers come in, they discover Cape Coral, and then you mentioned a company. What was the name of their company?
Go ahead.
Gulf American Land Corporation.
Gulf America Land Corporation.
Mhm.
Okay, and so what do you guys think about where we are now? Like, what year was that when it first got started?
The first resident moved into Cape Coral in 1958. That was Kenny Schwartz, which was their head salesman. And so it took off real slow until the infrastructure got built, until you could buy groceries or mail your mail. We had the mail coming in by boat. So the Cape really got off kind of slow, but the Rosen brothers did everything they could, all the way down to building the Rose Gardens down where Turpin Point is now, to be able to be an attraction and have people come in town. And they did a very good job of it. But until we started to get in the parks and the schools, the families didn't come in. Cape Coral started out as the military retirement area of the world. We had every colonel and general you could imagine that moved to Cape Coral, and a lot of them were Colonel Crawford with the Breeze, and Colonel Bowen with Cape Coral Bank, and a lot of them really did do a lot of things for Cape Coral. But as we got the infrastructure and the schools and stuff, then we were able to get the families in. So we went from an average age of probably 65 to dropped like a rock, and now I think we're sitting here around 42 or something. It took time to grow Cape Coral to be a community somebody wanted to come to. we didn't have a choice. We had no clue what we were doing, right?
No.
How did you guys first meet?
What?
How did you guys first meet, the two of you?
There were only 10 kids here. You really couldn't really not meet.
We also had 10 mothers
Yeah,
and
10
10
mothers.
fathers.
Yeah.
I mean, it was difficult as
Yeah.
a kid. You couldn't get away with anything.
No,
met-
and what were you doing back then for fun? I mean,
I was hiding in the car of a drive-in theater and we get caught because everybody knew everybody.
Let's put it this way. We did such a good job as teens and young adults in the teen center that later they took it away from us
Yeah.
and made it a senior center out
That's
of it.
right. We
Wow.
were punished for good behavior.
I met last night. We went to the youth council meet and greet at the pizza place. It's escaping me now.
Yep, nice guys.
Nice Guys Pizza. And yeah, you were there. I saw you there. And I met the gentleman that runs the charter school board. He was there, right? The board. You got so many boards and things down here. I can't keep track of them all.
You're talking about the person who's the chairman right now.
Yes.
Yes,
yes.
he was there.
And, the reason I bring that up, am I in your way there? Do you want me to get out of
I
your way?
needed some water.
So you say you had 10 kids
Yeah.
in Cape Coral. Now, I think he said like 4,500 kids are going to school now, or at least,
More than
That's
that.
that school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Oasis. So in my term, second term as council, we started the Oasis charter schools with Terry Stewart as our city manager. He had done it in Pembroke Pines. And it is probably for me one of the highlights of what we offer in Cape Coral. When families come in here, we say, hey, we have our own schools. They're not part of Lee County.
yeah.
They have high marks, great teachers, and we're finally building them a stadium and a football field and sports. And,
How many schools you think this community needs?
Oh, we need at least what?
We
10?
got 400 and that's a problem. You got to think tomorrow. You can't think
Yeah.
today
Yeah.
because we're growing exponentially so fast.
Yeah, they should
So
do
you
something
got-
about the impact fees in this town. I think they should raise the impact fees or
Well, they do a
change
lot
them.
of talking about the impact.
Those are called mobility
Not
fees.
yet, not yet.
but soon.
Maybe
soon.
next week. Maybe next week.
Maybe.
You got to look at 430,000 people. We're sitting
Yeah.
here, what, 220
It's
or
crazy.
230,
It's
240?
crazy.
430,000.
Did you guys,
people.
when you were growing up and you owned this place, did you ever think it would be as big as it is and as big as it's going to be?
Nobody had dreams that big.
Yeah.
No, but I think that we all realized, and I say this to people in real estate, when you look at a city that's half vacant, you are not the last person in. Somebody is coming behind you. And if you don't want growth, don't come here.
Yeah.
But you know what's good is each little neighborhood is still like where I live.
Little
It's my
community.
little neighborhood. It's a community where Elmer lives, the yacht club. It's a community.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter how big we grow. There's always going to be a neighborhood community.
Well, on what Gloria said, and I use this in my history talks, if you think Cape Coral is 230,000 out of 430, our slate, if you could envision up here an easel and a board to paint on, this thing is only halfway painted.
Right.
You got the other half to paint. So what community can you tell me that you can go to as still being able to leave your footprints in the sand like Gloria and I have, or open a business with the great opportunities that's going to happen with the pure growth? The people today coming to Cape Coral have the same opportunity that Gloria and I did when we came here in the 60s.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's an unusual community. And if you can't make it in Cape Coral, then you got your head in the sand.
And you know, one of the things I wanted to mention, this is community at its finest. So when Cape Coral citizens like Elmer or myself see a need, or like Joanna Lardo that's here, you see a need, you build a facility, and it becomes a community all in itself. Like that's how everything gets done here. We have homeless shelters, we have single family ministries, we have all kinds of things because people care enough in this community to take care of their own. And I think that that's one of the bonuses in Cape Coral.
So Gloria, a little bit about the real estate, being that that's the business, the industry that you're in.
Elmer
Boy, it
too.
got
Yeah,
quiet
they're
all of a
both-
sudden.
Yeah,
Wow.
Elmer
They're both
too.
in that. They're both in
I
it.
thought you were. I
No,
thought you were.
should've
I thought you were a professional boater.
He's done so many things.
I
The
actually-
list is long.
I was in real estate and hated it. And so that's why my wife took care of the real estate office and I went and played banker or hotelier or racer or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So, by the way, do you guys have those Do you guys have those big green frogs in Cape Coral? Like those big, have you guys seen those big green frogs?
They're not frogs, they're toads. They're bufo.
Those big,
We don't
ugly
have
bufo
those.
toads.
Oh, you don't
We
have
we
the
don't have
sugarcane
those.
You don't
toads?
have them
No.
in Cape Coral. We're moving to Cape
No.
Coral. We have them all around our house. Of course, we have 3 dogs, and you know what they say about those toads. The minute that your dog
Right.
makes contact with the toad, it's automatically death. The dog dies on the spot there. So she comes home from work yesterday yelling and screaming from the outside. So, of course, I think she got hit by a car or something. And it's one toad that's jumping up and down trying to get in the house. And I thought, oh, my gosh, something happened outside. But those things have you ever seen how big they are? They're gigantic.
We don't have those. Do we have those?
I can't
No,
believe you
no.
don't have
No,
those.
We don't have those.
So,
It's a selling point. For
anyway,
Cape
why did
Coral.
you ask me about the toad?
I didn't. You did. You
Oh.
brought it up.
So, to the real estate.
Yeah, I think you were talking about real estate, and then somehow we went to a
I
green
don't know
frog.
how we went
I
to
don't know.
frogs or
Yeah.
toads.
By the way,
from real
what
estate.
was your favorite TV show growing up,
Oh my God,
Gloria?
I don't know.
I don't know is not an acceptable answer
I
on
don't
this
know.
show,
Ask
Gloria.
Elmer, and I'll
Well,
think
Elmer.
about it.
You could probably say The Price is Right
Oh,
because
The
they were in
Price is
Cape
Right.
Coral,
They were in
right?
Cape Coral, yeah. Queen for a Day
Really?
and Price is Right. You
Why?
didn't know
Why
that?
the Price is Right?
No.
What? You didn't watch the show?
I
So
think
the
I did.
Rosen brothers were marketing
That's your
geniuses.
homework.
I know.
And they advertised on programs late at night, and The Price is Right was really a cheaper method for them to get it out.
Really?
Uh-huh.
So if you go
Wow.
back and find an old Price is Right on YouTube somewhere, you'll see
Yeah.
ads for
Yeah,
Cape Coral.
well, we gave a house away on The Price is Right.
Right.
You did.
We did.
Wow.
I didn't. Elmer didn't.
The
But
Rosen
yeah,
brothers.
the Rosen brothers gave a house away on The Price
Now,
is Right.
Elmer, you have to.
Ask her what her favorite movie is.
What's your favorite movie?
No,
Gloria, what
no.
was your favorite
No.
movie?
It's not, I know you're talking about The Fat Spy, right? Yeah.
Is it some kind of
So-
dirty movie? You
No,
don't wanna-
no. The Fat Spy is a.
Horrible.
You tell it. You
What
tell
is it? Did you guys go to the movies together? Is that
No,
what it was?
no.
Hey, when you guys were growing up, did they ever have a drive-in theater?
Norfolk Myers had a drive-in theater.
You didn't. Okay.
That,
Yeah.
that was the legal one. There were
Yeah,
other
there was-
drive-ins around town. But
They had it illegal.
They didn't have a screen.
Gloria, you got to tell that story about.
No,
you got-
no, I do not. No. There are some things that are buried, and that's it.
You know which
They're
one I'm
out in the
talking
canal
about?
somewhere.
Yeah.
You know which one I'm talking about?
What,
About the
the
other
movie
podcast
or-
you were on.
Oh yeah, I know about the podcast. I've done too many.
So listen, so people that are on the beach will relate to this. You lost a lot in Hurricane Ian. You lost your house, you lost your office,
and a condominium.
and
yeah.
you at the time you're on the council.
And I was on council, but Mike saved the day, so I don't
Of
have
course,
to
we-
worry.
we love
you know,
Mike.
Yeah.
So what you were saying was you were on another podcast, and then so she didn't rebuild her house. She sold the property, and she sold the property to somebody. No, you go ahead and tell the story from here. They already got red tag, so what's the
No,
big deal?
Well, because a lot of places in Cape Coral that suffered through the hurricane, and that's why the city gets a little bit of a bad rap, because many of the properties were redone illegally or redone without permits, and you've heard a lot about that. And so the people that bought mine were one of them. And I did a podcast, and I didn't know that it was a podcast. I was just talking to somebody.
All
And-
this equipment in front of you, and
yeah,
we're doing a
and
podcast now.
And so they were red tagged. But the good news is they learned from the experience, and the city is doing a great job of educating everybody that's been
Yes.
through these hurricanes how to rebuild properly.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, the moral of the story is don't do work without a permit. You won't get in
That's
trouble.
That is correct.
Right. It's better to ask if you need a permit before you put the
That's
shutters
right,
up or
right.
something like that. So, yeah. So,
Isn't that the whole ask for forgiveness, not permission
I
kind
know
of thing?
this is a whole different story. And maybe I'll ask Jennifer when she comes on. It's like, never mind. I'm not even going to bring it up. I'll save it. So we were going to talk about the real estate industry.
Oh, yeah.
What is your opinion on how things are going right now?
The market is softened a little bit. It is more of a seller's market than a buyer's market. However, and I know everybody's so excited because interest rates have come down, and you're hearing that hype. Interest rates are already coming down before they announce the Feds, but Cape Coral's holding its own. We had statistics today that say we have less than 6 months inventory left, which is a really good thing. The only real we have two issues in Cape Coral: the utility expansion and how people are paying for that, how they're going to be able to afford it, and the other is insurance.
Yeah.
And it's not a city problem; it's a federal and state problem.
So what is the mean house? What is the average cost for a
You can
single
buy
family house?
You can buy a brand new home for $350,000. You can buy one for $300,000. You know, it's condominiums. We're giving them away. So
Yeah.
Really?
really?
I would like to get in that line. Where's the line for the
No,
giveaway on the
You
condo?
don't want in that line because that's where the real insurance
yes,
issue is.
yeah.
That's where the toads are, by the way, at the condos.
No, that's another federal issue, you know, and the state issue. States have created so many laws after that collapse on the East Coast that we're now all suffering from that.
By the way, just in case you happen to come across one of those toads,
Oh,
what you're
for the
supposed
love
to
of
do is
God.
you're supposed to, I know you're eating, but you're supposed to jab it between the eyes like that. That's a humane way of taking care of the toad. And then you put it in the freezer. I mean, you can look it up. Believe me, I've looked it up. So
And then I can tell you how to cut it up and eat it.
no. You don't want to do that with those things. So, but I'm sure you could.
Yeah, I can tell you.
So, go ahead.
We're going to move on to some philanthropic stuff. So talk to us about Catch the Vision.
So in 2009, when the real estate market fell apart, and 2010, it started to come back, nobody was telling our story and nobody was talking about the good stuff. So I created this program called Catch the Vision, and its tagline was Cape Coral's future is so bright, it shines. And so what we focus on, because Fort Myers has what they call Market Watch, and what that is statistics. And they always pick on Cape Coral. So our program talks about what's the future and all these empty lots. What are they going to be when they grow up? And so we identify them, and we have a completely different format. And it will be in March 16th, I believe, at Cape Christian.
Awesome. And you're also part of I don't know, I forgot the name of the organization, but with the animals.
I'm with the Cape Coral Animal Shelter. I'm
Animal
a founding
Shelter,
board
sorry.
member. I'm a founding board member, Museum of History, blah, blah, blah. You know, lots of different things that I've done, but those are my passions. Elmer's is Rotary.
I was just going to say, because you did Rotary Park. So talk about that.
Yeah.
We were looking for a project years ago, our Rotary Club, and decided at the time, Tom Giles knew that that property down there where Rotary Park was donated to the city, but wasn't even on the master plan to be developed. So Rotary wanted something that would put our name in the community, that would be good in the community for the residents, and something that would create fellowship for the Rotarians in the community. And we went to city council and said, we'll build you a park if in fact you name it Rotary Park.
Wow.
And we'll do all the infrastructure, all of the main capital improvements and all that. And then of course the city takes it over and runs it. And that was over 40 years ago.
Wow.
Rotary has spent right past $3.2 million in Rotary Park. We're still tied to it. I still got to talk to Mike about that.
Mike's getting a
But
lot of
it's
action tonight.
It's
a lot
a
of
great public-private partnership to do that. And then we later on did the community garden. I happen to chair that too. And then also the Safe Zone project with the benches around town. I
School
was chair
benches.
of that. The Rotary is giving a lot back to the community, and that's been my vehicle to be able to do it.
very nice.
And what was Rotary Park before it was a park?
What was a swamp?
No, Walsing Waters, you remember?
What?
Walsing Waters, Rose Gardens.
Oh yeah, that was further down. But yes,
Yeah.
Waltzing Waters.
Yeah,
out
that
there.
was the beautiful part of Cape Coral. And I'm hoping that Mike is bringing that back. He knows he loves that history. And I think that he shares the same vision I do, as having fountains everywhere in this city. And look, he's shaking his head. That's a good thing, Mikey. So that's good.
I don't. Crystal Lake, you're going to put it in?
No, we're going to do it at the golf course.
The golf course. Okay.
You know, look, remember, just think of that. Walsing Waters at the old Cape Coral Golf Club.
That'll work.
Sounds good.
It'll work.
I'm on
Okay.
it.
Okay. There
Mike-
you go. You got a promise. We'll take care of it.
Mike didn't know he was supposed to bring a notebook today so he could take down his assignments for the next week.
It's a recorded video. He can go back.
We'll remind him.
I
Don't
know.
worry.
For those of you that are watching on Facebook, Mike is the city manager, and he's been nice enough to come to every single show so far. So we want to thank him for coming out. Do you guys have any thoughts on the future of Cape Coral? What's your vision of what you see coming down the line before we let you go?
Take it away.
Elmer?
Immediate vision
Well, I
or
mean,
long range?
yeah, long
I-
range.
You know, I tell everybody I sure enjoyed the first 200,000 people that got to Cape Coral, but I don't want to be here for the second 200,000 people. So, but no, Cape Coral is going to continue to have the challenges, but Cape Coral has really continued to grow up. We have realized the mistakes that Gloria and I and families have made, and you know what we need to pay more attention to. We need more zoning, commercial zoning. So let's quit changing the zoning to residential. Let's get up. We'll never get to 30% for a well-developed community, but we will get off of the 8% level. But we need to do that. That's going to happen. We're going to get more schools here. The city on a regular basis, ups and downs, constantly work for the growth of Cape Coral. And that's the one thing I've got to say over and over and over. You got to look for tomorrow. Don't look for today. But Cape Coral is going to continue to be the great paradise that we've got now, and a great place to retire, great place to raise a family and enjoy life.
All I can say is that Mike Jackson, one of our former economic development directors, used to have a tagline, "Together we're going to build a better Cape Coral," and I believe that with all my heart.
Now, being that, before I let you go, being that you've been on the council for a few years, first of all, where did they come up with 8 members? Why wasn't it 5 or 7 or 9 or 13 or 15?
I don't know. I wasn't there then.
Okay,
I
all
was
right,
a
fair
child. Can't blame me on for that one. You can blame me for a lot, but not that one.
So you've seen some different councils. How do you think this council's doing?
I think they're working well together. You know, they've had some. Jennifer, stop laughing. They've had some challenges for sure. And the new council that just got seated last year, they have come up with some heavy challenges. And so far, I think they've done a great job. And they got rid of the stipend day one. So I think they did a great job.
Awesome. Any final thoughts you guys want to share with the audience?
I can't thank you enough for having
Yeah.
Gloria and I out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been our
This was
pleasure.
a
Share our
pleasure,
family
yes.
history.
Yeah.
Yes.
We hope to do it again.
So
over and
I think
over.
it's just so important, and you guys are a wealth of knowledge and really true pioneers who have given back so much to this community. So it's nice to be able to have you on and talk about that.
Thank you. We appreciate being here. And so Elmer didn't tell you, but he has sponsored the Christmas tree. You know, this is his shopping center on Cape Coral Parkway, his family's. And he does the Christmas tree every year. And without his generosity and his family, we wouldn't have what we call our town center. So
very nice.
kudos to Elmer and his family for always putting it together.
Always give back to the community.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
I love that.
You got to be part of the solution or you're
Yeah.
part of the problem.
Can we get a big
Amen.
round of applause for Elmer
What do you
and
want,
Gloria,
Mike?
everybody? Thank you guys for coming on very much. We appreciate it. All right. Let's see. All right. Before we have our next guests come up, I want to tell you what's going on. If you missed it, you have an opportunity to. I don't know. Mike is giving me some. You have a question for these guys? Oh, which one? What was that? You had a question. I didn't even ask the audience if they had a question. So, all right. If you arrived a little late, we're giving away pool passes. There's nothing you need to do but raise your hand to the Margaritaville Beach Pool. As Barbara makes her way up, we're giving away a free pass, is 1 pass per person to the Margaritaville Beach Pool. Just raise your hand, and Marie's going to come around and write your name and your email down. And also, if you have $20 on you, listen, when we all die, we can't take it with us. So we might as well give it to the kids because they're going to be around longer. We're raising money for the Cape Coral Youth Council because they're 17 of them are going to Washington, D.C. And so if you buy a $20 ticket, again, Marie's got the tickets, you're going to be entered for a drawing to win a weekend stay at the Pink Shell, also on Fort Myers Beach. So raise your hand if you want to participate at all. And right now we're going to talk about Parrot Fest with the folks from the Southwest Florida Parrot Head Club. And Barbara, just grab a microphone. It would be easy if you grabbed 3. And I'm sorry, I don't even know who you brought with you, but you guys need to sit down. You're making me nervous. I'm going to turn everyone's mic on. There we go. Yes, you're on.
My name is Barb. I'm president of the Southwest Florida Parrot Head Club. I brought with me Darlene, my secretary.
Move over this way.
And Susan, my vice president.
Take a break, dear. All right. Perfect.
We're
Have a seat.
Southwest Florida Parrot Head. We're based pretty much in Cape Coral and Fort Myers. We've since Margaritaville resort has opened up, we've partnered with them in a lot of different events. We finally, it's been a year in the works for this Parrot Fest event that we're finally getting off the ground, and it's going to be Alzheimer's fundraiser.
You guys do a lot of stuff for a charity. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
We do different charities in the community. We raise money for Alzheimer's. We also cook at the Ronald McDonald House. We volunteer at the Harry Chapin Food Bank.
We've donated money once a year for a turtle nest down at Lover's Key.
We also we have a mile on Del Prado, and we pick up trash. Make sure that part of the road is clean.
We've donated money over the years to Hope Hospice, Cape Coral Caring Center, American Cancer Society. I mean, it just goes on and on. The Cape Coral Animal Shelter, of course.
Yeah, so you guys, it's more than just to sit around the bar with fruity drinks.
Exactly.
The goal is to help the community.
Exactly.
Yes.
And environment, which that's what it's all about. We're a social not-for-profit club nationwide.
How many people are in your club?
I think, Susan, we have about 130 in our membership right now.
130.
But that's kind of fluid.
Sure.
It's been as high as 150. It's been as low as like 110.
How do you join?
www.swflphc.com, or you can come up and I've got a membership form
cool.
right here.
And so how much is it to be a member?
It's $15 per person annually.
No, that's for members.
Renewal.
I'm sorry. To renew is $15. To join is $20.
Wow.
So if you've never been in the club
pretty
before.
Reasonable.
Yeah, and so the money that you're donating, you're doing somehow through fundraisers.
Correct. We do a lot of 50-50s. We do one big fundraiser once a year. And the one this year is going to be out at Margaritaville Resort. They have pulled out all the stops and are accommodating us and providing all the music. We got music Friday all the way through Sunday afternoon. It's going to be a great event. If you've never been out to Margaritaville Resort, this is a good weekend to try.
Yeah, and I don't mind giving them a plug because we do our Saturday show at Margaritaville on the terrace out there. Well, we're inside until next Saturday, but we do the show out on the terrace. And if you haven't been down there, it's completely open to the public except for the pool. And you all have pool passes now. So if you want to go down there, especially now when it's a slower time, the pool is fabulous. And everything else is open to the public, and they do great events with the community. So that weekend is October 3rd to the 5th, and it's a trop rock weekend. So they're going to have a lot of different musical acts playing at all the different venues.
And other than paying for your parking, it's all free other than whatever you eat and drink. So it's a great way to check out the resort and just sit back and enjoy some great music.
Yeah. And what other events you guys have coming up that you want to tell everybody about?
Well, this is really the main one. We've got some great baskets and Margaritaville trips to raffle. They're going to go on raffle for Friday starting at 10 o'clock in the morning all the way through Saturday, and 6 o'clock we'll be drawing. And there's some phenomenal prizes. Our baskets are over $200 in value. There's 7 of them. And then there's 6 or 8 Margaritaville getaways, like 3-night, 4-day trips. And those will all be $5 raffle tickets. So if nothing else, stop by and give some money to Alzheimer's, you could win something really fabulous.
Yeah. Is there anything more that you want to say about the Alzheimer's help?
One thing I do want to stick in is you must be present to win.
When at the resort.
Either the 50-50 raffle or
Sure.
the baskets raffle, you must be present when they pull in order to win.
Why the Alzheimer's organization?
Well, Jimmy Buffett's dad back years ago had Alzheimer's, and that's actually how he passed away. So Parrot Heads, probably a little before my involvement with Parrot Heads, they started doing Alzheimer's fundraising, and now just about all the clubs, that's their main focus is donating money to Alzheimer's as well as their local contributions.
And I just lost my mother to Alzheimer's in early
bummer.
May.
Yeah.
So this is something that strikes very, very close to home for me.
Yes, and my mother has Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
At present.
It's
And
hard not to know somebody that's impacted by Alzheimer's in one way or another.
But our club is a great way to meet people. If you're new in the community, we usually do a happy hour at least once a month. It's on our website, our Facebook page. So check us out and stop by and check us out. It's always a good time. And all my best friends right now in the 15 years I've been here are mostly Parrot Heads, and they're
Yes.
true blue friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
I say to her every weekend, I can't believe Jimmy Buffett passed away. It's like we would sit in the backyard. She's not as big a fan as I am. And I would listen to the concert every Saturday night when it came on. And she'd be like, can we listen to something else? Can we listen to anything else? And
No.
year after year after year. Yeah, I mean, same thing with Toby Keith. I mean, it was just but you know, what are you going to
There's
do?
a lot of musicians that have followed in Jimmy Buffett's
Yes.
footsteps.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's all good music.
All right. Anything else you want people to know about your club?
Just come on out. We're going to have a really good time. There's a lot of good trop rock music. For those of you who don't know what trop rock is, it's basically music with that tropical vibe. Of course, Jimmy Buffett, Zach Brown,
Yep.
Kenny Chesney,
Yep.
Toby Keith. They've just got that tropical flair to them. A lot of people have not heard of trop rock, but it's definitely a thing, and it's definitely something we're going to have a lot of going on at Margaritaville, October 3rd through 5th. So
Yeah,
please come
please
out and
stop
see
by.
us.
All right. Thank you guys for coming.
Okay.
Big hand for our
Thank
friends
you.
from
Thanks,
the Southwest Florida Parrot Head Club. Did I say that right?
And if anyone is interested in joining the club, I have membership applications here. Please come by and see us at the table. I'd be happy to talk to you and see about having you join our club.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. I just wanted to let you all know who our guests are going to be. Dear, I pay you to come and do the show. You going to come back up or what? Before we sign off here, I want to let you all know that next weekend, our next Friday, our guest is Councilmember Nelson, who was here earlier. And, she's here over here. You can also, if you're interested in anything about the Youth Council, she is the liaison to the Youth Council. So go over and talk to her. Then on October 3rd, Joe Kilrain, who is right here, another council member of yours, if you want to talk to him. He's going to be our guest. Then on October 10th, we're going to have a candidates night forum for District 1. Who's District 1? Who's District 1? I can't hear. Who are they saying? Who's District 1? Anyway, we have 3 candidates for District 1. Oh, that's Keith Long's district, right? No. Stanky's. Is he running? Do you guys know if he's going to run? Have we heard? He has not put his name in yet. Monica Shintani, Thomas Senator, and Sean Hartman are all running for that district as of today, and they'll be here on October 10th. Okay, we're going to do the drawing.
And I just want to say that October 10th, just so you can all write this down,
Write it down.
is his 60th birthday.
Yes.
And I have jury duty that day, so
Very
y'all
nice.
will have to take care of him. What
She-
am I doing?
She called the court clerk and requested jury duty for that day. So she-
Anything. I said anything, please.
This is for the Wicked Dolphin Prize.
Am I just picking out a
Yep. We're
card?
going to pick out a card, and you're going to, you have to be here for this one. Go ahead.
Okay, everybody, 158854.
Very nice.
Wow,
We
your
have a
hand
winner
went
right
up
here.
fast.
All right, everybody. Just remember to follow us on Facebook. We have a YouTube channel, and we also send out headlines every Friday. You can subscribe to the Friday headlines by going to our website Thank you all for coming out. Thank you for everything. And we will see you next Friday at Hooked Island Grill. Bye-bye.